Okay, so this is a cautionary tale for home buyers. This week, I helped some buyers close on a home here in St. John's, and the sellers were wonderful. They were extremely helpful, and they wanted to send me a whole laundry list of things to help the new buyers. And in that, they ended up actually calling me on the phone because they wanted to explain some more information about some of the things in this list. So, really wonderful, very helpful people. Now, in this phone call, I got to talking to them about, where did you move to? Are you enjoying it? Things like that. And they said that actually it's been a nightmare. And I said, well, what happened? And they said, well, we moved in and the seller of the home we bought failed to disclose that there was an infestation of powder post beetles in the home. And so I was like, oh my gosh, did you get a WDO inspection, a wood destroying organisms inspection, as part of your home inspection? And they said, yeah, but unfortunately it was missed in that inspection. So it's kind of the perfect storm. The seller didn't disclose it and the WDO missed it. So what do you do? So I asked him, so what's your plan? And he said, well, I went back to the home inspector and we're trying to get them now to pay for it, but we're in the process of seeing how much it's going to cost to remediate this. And I said, well, I just want you to be aware of something, and your realtor over there may have already told you, but there is a clause in most, if not all, home inspections that whatever you pay for the home inspection is the maximum amount that the home inspector is going to be responsible for if there is some sort of an error or omission from the report or something they missed. It's very possible that you may go back to these inspectors and they're not going to want to pay you anything. And he said, wow, I didn't know that. And I said, yeah, most people don't. And he's like, well, that actually makes sense because when I contacted him about this, he offered to give me $120. And that's what I paid for the inspection. And I said, yeah, well, that's probably all he's going to want to pay you. And unfortunately, when you approved that inspection, you electronically signed and said, yes, I want them to do this and I'm going to pay the money. Part of that fine print says that if they make any error or any mistake or anything like that, that they are only responsible up to the maximum amount that you paid for the home inspection. So unfortunately, it was really bad news for me to have to tell this guy, and I felt horrible, but I also wanted him to understand that, if you're going to end up suing someone or try to go after somebody for the money, you're barking up the wrong tree if you're going after the home inspector, because chances are they're going to be able to get out of it. The person they need to go after is the seller. And they heard from neighbors that this was a problem. So the seller absolutely knew what she was doing. And he said, oh, well, she was really nice. And I said, well, she wasn't that nice because she lied to you. So if you're buying a home, just be aware, if the inspector screws up, the most you're going to get out of them usually is the cost of the inspection.